This is the Portfolio Rubric Guidance for Standard 1.RI.KID.2. Identify the main topic and retell key details of a text. This is for informational text. When assessing this standard, at the first grade level, it is through writing. If students are not ready to write yet, you can begin assessing at the kindergarten level. Here, the students are answering orally. For levels 0 through 2, you will see that in the rubric that you are assessing the student's ability to identify the main topic and key details from an informational text. This text should be familiar to the students, and it's from multiple read-alouds in class. This will most likely be the informational text that you are doing in your curriculum. Note that details describe or retell something from that text, something that they have learned from the text. A key detail explains and describes the main topic, which is around this standard, identifying the main topic. So when they are talking about things they have learned from that main topic, those are key details. If they're just telling you something from the book, that is a detail. We have an example here. If the main topic of your text is insects, and they tell you that ladybugs are insects, that's a detail. Or that bees are insects, that's a detail. But a key detail is something that they learned from this text about the main topic, which would be insects. So if they tell you that insects have 6 legs, or that insects have 2 antennae, those are key details. They are explaining or describing that main topic. At the kindergarten level, students are allowed to have prompting and support. Some examples of prompting and support can be found here. The teacher can have a book available for the students to look at while they're answering your questions. They may also look at the story webs or the charts that you've done in class during that shared reading time. The questions you ask students are not prompting and support. That is part of the task. At the standard level for first grade, you are assessing the student's ability to identify the main topic and retell those key details of the text, just like kindergarten, but here it is through writing. It is not oral. And also, students are answering the questions independently, and they do not have prompting and support. You can use a graphic organizer for them to write the main topic and the key details. You could also have a piece of paper where they just write about the main topic and the key details. That is at your discretion. Students can draw along with their writing on that graphic organizer or on their paper, but the writing is what will be scored. When students have mastered this at the first grade standard, then you can move into the second grade standard. In second grade, you're adding on to them identifying the main topic and giving the key details by focusing on specific paragraphs in that text. So you will ask them specifically, you'll see in the suggested task, what is the text about? What are some of the details? And then for 6 and 7, you would also point out specific paragraphs. So you might point to paragraph 3 and say, what was the focus? What were the key details? What were the things you learned in this paragraph about the main topic? If you are assessed at the kindergarten level, the required method of evidence to score in the levels 0 through 2 is a video recording. The video recording must include the teacher asking the questions and the student answering the questions. You must also upload the answer key with the video. The answer key should have the questions that you ask as well as the answers. It's a verbal assessment at levels 0 through 2, no writing, and students must be assessed individually. When assessing at grade level or above grade level for levels 3 through 7, the writing piece is what should be submitted as evidence. It can be, again, a piece of paper where they have written their answers, or it could be a graphic organizer. On that paper, when you submit a graphic organizer, you can have that set up where students identify, describe that main detail, key details and that main topic, or again, it can be that writing piece. Students can draw if they choose to. Drawing is not mandatory. This is not a verbal assessment at the first grade or the second grade level. This is a writing assessment. If you are assessing at this level 6 and 7, you must include your evidence of level 5 along with the evidence of level 6 and 7. Once you have collected your student work, you will want to go to the rubric to score the student work. Keeping in mind that level 0 through 2 is that kindergarten standard where they are answering orally. With their prompting and support, if the student is off topic and does not tell any details from that text, that is the score of a level 0. At level 1, the student can orally provide the main topic and one key detail. If they cannot provide the main topic and one key detail, it will not receive a score of a 1. You will go back to the level 0. At level 2, they are still using their prompting and support, and they can orally identify the main topic and give more than one key detail. Levels 3 through 5 are at the first grade standard. Here, if the student is able to independently, they're not looking at any of the prompts or supports, they can provide in writing the main topic and retell at least one key detail from that text on their writing, either graphic organizer or the writing piece. That is the score of a level 3. At level 4, it is the same as level 3, but they are retelling 2 key details in the text. At level 5, they are providing the main topic and 3 or more key details from the text. Notice at level 6 and 7, it says, in addition to evidence at level 5. So to score at a level 6, the students have mastered at level 5 the main topic and at least 3 or more key details, and they are also able to determine the main focus of at least one specific paragraph in that text. At level 7, in addition to the level 5 evidence, the student is able to determine the main focus of at least 2 different paragraphs in the text.